Hi, I'm Catherine and welcome to my channel, KZ Beauty Coach. Thank you so much for coming and spending a little bit of time with me. I really appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about the Allure Best of Beauty Awards from 2019. I just did a video on the 2020 winners and I was really curious, if we went back a year, would we still have winners or would we have duds? Did the 2020 awards surpass the 2019? I was curious, so I wanted to do a little investigating, and that's what we're going to do today. This was the final look. I don't know, what do you think? If you're interested, please stick around while I put on a full face of this makeup. And if you like what you are seeing and hearing, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, give this a thumbs up, and ring that notification bell so that you'll be alerted anytime I post a new video. Okay, so I'm ready to go. I have my notes on the products. And let's go ahead and start with primer. So this was one of the primers that they picked. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Lock Primer. This was a product I had to buy, and it is supposed to lock in a glowy finish and give you an all-day luminous look. I'm going to put some here in my hand, and I'm going to go ahead and put this all over the face. I love a glowy primer, so I was very interested in trying this out. I'd never heard anybody talk about this product either. I do love the L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation, but I have never heard about this primer. It feels very nice on, not too tacky, very moisturizing, and I think it's given me a decent amount of glow, but not too metallic. Like I don't look like a Tin Man, which is nice. For foundation, and you can tell this was mine and it's kind of dirty, is from Shiseido. And this is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. This is the medium coverage foundation that they picked. It has a natural finish. It's for all skin types. It has an SPF of 30. It is supposed to help to enhance your texture and tone. It is supposed to protect against sweat, oil, and believe it or not, facial movement. So it's not supposed to settle into your wrinkles as your face moves during the day. So we will try this out. This was actually a product that I already owned. I do like this product, but I hadn't used it in a while, so this was a good excuse to get it out again. So I'm going to go ahead and do one pump. You need to turn the knob. One pump. Go ahead and place it on my skin. Okay, I didn't tell you that I'm using my Sigma F80 Kabuki brush to apply that, which is a really great foundation brush. And I really do like the finish of this. As you can tell, I'll zoom you in so you can see a little better. It covered some of my sunspots, but it still looks like skin. Look at this side. In general, I think pretty good coverage, a good color, and overall, I'm pleased with that foundation. I think it looks pretty nice. Very natural, but definitely looks smoothing, and we'll see how it goes throughout the day, how this wears. The next product is from CoverGirl, and it is their concealer. It is the CoverGirl TruBlend Undercover Concealer. It has a matte finish, it is lightweight, but also full coverage. So that's something you don't find very often, a lightweight concealer that happens to be full coverage. So we're gonna test this out and see. I'm going to use my Delium Tools, the Golden Triangle. This is my concealer brush that I love to use. And I'm gonna put just a minimal amount. It's a very big doe foot applicator. So I'm going to do just a dot here and a tiny dot there, a dot and a tiny dot on both sides. And we're going to blend. This is one side, definitely full coverage. I think you can tell how well that covered here. And it doesn't look dry or cakey. So I'll zoom you in to see this under eye and this one. Not cakey, but also, and not drying, but very nice coverage. So I had heard people talk about this one, but I was a little scared because whenever I hear full coverage for under 40 eyes is typically not a good thing. It will just age you like crazy. This is very, very nice. We'll see when I powder it though, because sometimes that is the kiss of death when you try to set your foundation, your concealer. I am gonna go ahead and use a little concealer for my eyelids since they didn't put an eye primer on. Okay, so the powder. This is a classic. Let's see if I can get it so that no glare on it. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte. This is a classic from the drugstore. I'm going to use this for under eye and just gentle setting on my face. This is a long lasting, it's a transparent. This actually is in the shade transparent. It uses natural minerals. It minimizes pores, no cakiness, and is undetectable on the skin. So I'm going to use my BK Beauty 108. Just take a light amount and very gently go ahead and set under the eye. I like to set around the nose because that's where I have larger pores and where my foundation tends to want to come off first. And then I do on the chin and a little bit just in the T-zone. I'm going to take my fluffy powder brush. This is from IT Cosmetics. It is the number 8 Heavenly Luxe. I think it's called the Wand Ball Powder. It's a great brush, really soft. Take a little bit and I'm just going to very lightly on my cheeks, very lightly. I just want to kind of get a little powder on there so that when I put the other powder products on, they will go on a little bit better, but I don't want to dry out the finish of my skin at all. Next is bronzer, another classic, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I've talked about multiple times. It is, you can tell how much I love it. It is almost gone and I need to get another one. I'm going to use my Eco Tools blending and bronzing brush. This is a great formula. It is creamy and blendable. It sinks right into your skin. And it has a mix of different Amazonian butters in it, one being Mura Mura butter. And that's part of the reason why I guess it is so soft. So it's wonderful at warming up your face. It's so easily blendable. It is definitely the bronzer that I tell anybody who's starting out with bronzers, if you have never used bronzer before or don't know how to use bronzer, this is the one you need to get because it's foolproof. You can just blend it in. It is so pretty on the skin. It looks natural. It has a tropical smell, which I think most people don't mind, but if you are really sensitive to fragrance, then you won't like this product. But I think it's kind of pleasant. You can build this up or not. It's up to you. But I like to have a little warmth on my skin. This is the color bronzer, but they have lots of shades of this bronzer. Deeper and one lighter than this. And this is a great brush too for blending it in. So that is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. The blush that they picked was from e.l.f. This is their Primer Infused blush. The color I'm picked was Always Cheeky, which is just a very good neutral, good for fair skin, kind of a peachy pink blush. I'm going to use the BK Beauty 107 brush to put this on. This is supposed to be long wear. It is a matte blush, easy to blend and pigmented. So we're going to just put a little bit on here and we're going to go right on the apples of the cheeks and add a little bit of color and try to lift it a little bit higher than just the apples, but not putting a whole bunch of product up there. So this is a really natural looking blush. It's very pretty. I always like to put a little blush on the top of my nose. And it can be built up. For highlighter, they had a stick highlighter, and this is one of my favorite highlighters. This is from Hourglass, and this is their Vanish highlighting stick. There are 5 shades in this. I have the shade Champagne Flash, and this is blendable with a weightless feel. And I'm going to use this Morphe 2 brush. It doesn't have a name on it, but it's very good for cream products because you can put it just right on the top like this. And because it is not so dense, it won't put too much product. But I'm going to lightly put this right here to highlight on the uppermost parts of my face, just to bring a little bit out in the cheekbone. This is a really subtle, beautiful highlighter. I have loved this product for a long time. Really gives you a nice glow. And because of the cream formula, it's just really does melt right into your skin, giving you a really healthy look. Now that we have all the complexion products on, let's go ahead and use this powder, which is for a finishing powder. This is from Jouer. This also one for a finishing powder. This is a beautiful finishing powder. I'm going to use this to buff. It is a matte powder, but it is not cakey or heavy. And I'm just going to use my BK Beauty 105 buffing brush, and I'm going to just buff this right into the skin. Make sure that I don't have any harsh edges with the blush or the bronzer or the highlight. This will just help everything to kind of settle down into the skin. Okay, so next product we're going to use is for brows. For brows, they picked one of my favorite products, which is the Benefit Gimme Brow. I love this product. It creates fullness and definition. It has a tiny little wand, and they have a ton of colors, so you're sure to find your shade. My shade happens to be 2.5, and I just kind of fill it in as I go, brushing them up. And you can see the difference between this eyebrow and this eyebrow. This one's just filled in. It's not anything crazy. Still looks like my eyebrow, but it's filled in and it's fluffed and a little bit more volume in the eyebrow. This little brush makes it super easy to work with. Easy, easy. Great, great, great product. I really love this. Okay, so for eyeshadow, they picked the Kaja Bento box. They're called the Kaja Beauty Bento Bouncy Shimmer Eyeshadow Trio. And I have 2 of these. One I got last year, and it has 3 different shadows in it. This one's called Orange Blossom. It's really pretty, but this is 3 shimmers. So this year I got one that has 2 mattes and 1 shimmer, and this one is called Spiced Ginger. And I really love this one more because I really like to have a matte to put down all over my lid at least, and then a shimmer. So this, I'm going to use this one to start. I'm going to use my MAC 224, 224S blending brush. I'm going to go into the top shade, and I'm going to go ahead and work in my crease and all over the lid with this shade. So as you can see, it's just a really light, kind of a tan color that just goes all over your eyes. I'm now going to go into the bottom shade, which is deeper, and I'm going to put that just on the quarter and the outer V of my eye. So I'm going to take a little bit on the brush, just on the tip of this brush, and this is a MAC 221, And I'm gonna put that right on the lash line and just kind of bounce it in the outer V. And after I bounce some of that product on, I'm gonna just take it through the crease here. But I'm gonna keep this color on the outside for added dimension. This looks like it would be super dark shade, but it's actually not as dark as you would think. Go back to my blending brush and just any edges, I want to make sure I don't have any harsh edges, just blend that in. Go back into this darker color and again push it on that bottom lash line and then just lift it up into the V and then across the crease. While I'm here too, I'm going to go ahead and take this flat shader and I'm going to go into this darker shade and just on the tips here, and I'm going to drag this just lightly underneath the lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm going to take another shading brush. This is just an Anastasia shading brush, and I'm going to go into the middle shade, which is the shimmer shade, and I'm going to put that just on my lid about 2/3 of the way over. I don't want to go over that darker shade where I've added that dimension, so I'm going to lightly kind of pack this on. Back blending brush is your friend. Just go through again and make sure no harsh edges. And that is the eye look. Super simple, easy, with 3 shades. Okay, so let's move on to eyeliner. For eyeliner, they picked the Neutrogena. This is their Smoky Kohl liner. It is supposed to be water resistant. It won't fade. You get about 30 seconds of playtime with this to get ready to go ahead and smudge or do whatever you want with this. And it's supposed to be very gentle on the eyes. So I got the color brown. I believe it's just called brown, dark brown. And we're gonna go ahead and first tightline. So I always like for people to see the difference between tight-lined, not tight-lined. You could just do that and it makes such a difference for your eyes. Both tight-lined. Okay, then I'm going to take this and just right along the lower lash line. I'm going to use the angle brush to just go over that and smooth it. If you watched my 2020 awards, one of the very best products that came out of that was the Wet n Wild eyeliner. And I will tell you, it's better than this one. That Wet n Wild was, it just glided on your eye, no tugging at all. This one is not very much tugging, but I'm definitely having to put a lot more pressure to get the color to come out. The tight lining, it was very, very nice, but for putting the eyeliner on the eye, I'm having to work a lot harder than with that Wet n Wild, which was the winner for 2020. So there, eyes are lined. I'm gonna now go ahead and curl my lashes. Okay, my lashes are curled, so now we're on mascara, and they picked the Wander Beauty, this is the Mile High Club. I've had this one for a while, and this is a newer too, but I have used this one for at least a year, and it is a really nice, you can see the wand is really, it's very good for lengthening. It says it takes one coat. I don't agree with that. I think it's not that magical. It is a nice mascara, but you do have to build it, just like I think you do with most mascaras. Okay, I'm gonna do my bottom lashes and I'll be right back. Okay, so mascara is on. Let's go ahead and set the face before we go ahead and do lips. So the setting spray that won is another classic. It's the Urban Decay All Nighter. When you put this on, your makeup is on for a long time. So this is a very, very good setting spray. It's perfect if you have a wedding, any big event that you know you're gonna have to have your makeup stay put for a while. This is the one to use. Use my handy fan. Let's go ahead and do our lips. So for lips, they picked this Maybelline, this is called the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Crayon Lipstick. They picked this, they didn't pick a specific color, but the nice thing about this product is you can use it as a liner and as a lipstick, and it is very long wearing. They say you get 8 hours of color, and it can be used to line and fill in your lips, no fading or smudging, and it has a built-in sharpener on the bottom. I have the color Change is Good. So we're gonna try this one out. I'm gonna go ahead and line first. See how I was able to line my lips with this? And then I'm just gonna fill in. For lip gloss, they picked one of my favorite formulas. This is the Clinique. This is the Clinique Pop Splash Lip Gloss in Hydration. And I particularly love this color. It's the color Caramel. And it is so pretty over any, especially kind of a brighter lipstick. I just feel like it enhances the lipstick. It doesn't cover it up, but it gives it a little bit more blurring and a little bit more smoothness, and it just looks really pretty. And I really like this particular combination together. And let's talk about it. So this primer, I thought was fine. I mean, we'll see if it helps make my makeup last longer, but I think it was just fine. I don't know that I'd necessarily buy it again. This foundation was really nice. It is an expensive foundation. It is $47, but it does look really, it gave me really good coverage without making it look cakey at all, which is nice. This Rimmel Stay Matte is a classic, iconic product for a reason. It is excellent. Same with the Butter Bronzer. So many of these are really iconic products. This is iconic for a reason. One of the best bronzers that is made, period, high-end or drugstore. Really loved this concealer, which still is not looking too cakey or dry under my eyes. Really liking this one a lot, and I had heard about it but was scared to try it. Really liking this e.l.f. blush. It's just a nice little hint of color. And of course, look at how huge this pan size is, and it's $6 for this blush, so that's amazing. This is a wonderful highlighter. It is expensive. It is $42, but it is very subtle, as you can see on my cheeks. It's really wonderful and just melts right into your skin. I do love this Jouer powder. I think it's a great finishing buffing powder. One of my favorite brow products, the Benefit Gimme Brow. Love it. Iconic setting spray. You have to have this just in your collection for those times when you know you need your makeup to last. I really enjoyed this little Kaja Bento box. I think it is just perfect for a nice neutral, but kind of a fun fall look. But it's excellent for travel. These are excellent These Maybelline Super Stay Lip Crayons, I highly recommend them. If you find a shade you like, this is a wonderful thing to have. And I love the formula of these Clinique glosses. Great mascara. I've used this for a long time. It's for lengthening, not for volume. So if you want a lot of volume, don't get this one. And I thought this eyeliner was fine. It was very easy to tight line. It didn't irritate my eyes, which is great. But it did tug some when I was trying to put the liner on the top. So I think that's everything. I love doing these. I am probably going to do one more year back, which is 2018, just because it gets interesting as you go back to see which products, like if you hit on really iconic products or anything new. And so I'm excited to try maybe one more time. And if there's anything that you really love from the drugstore or from high-end that has not been mentioned on any of these Allure Best of Beauty, tell me down in the comments. I would love to try it out. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope that you will come and join me again on my channel.